Now we'll solve some problems regarding the first chapter, the electric charge and field.
First problem, 2 point charges QA is equal to 3 microcoulomb and QB is equal to minus 3 microcoulomb are located 20 centimeter apart in vacuum. What is the electric field at the midpoint O of the line AB joining the two charges? If a negative charge of magnitude 1.5 nanocoulomb is placed at the midpoint O, what is the force experienced by that negative charge? Now, this problem was asked in March 2017 annual examination. Here they have given two charges. Now, charge plus Q, it is at the point A, and the another charge minus Q, that is minus 3 nano microcoulomb. It is at B. They are separated by a distance of 20 centimeter. Now look here, they have given the distance of separation 20 centimeter. It is in centimeter, we have to convert it into meter while calculating. Now we will consider that midpoint O. At that point, we are going to calculate what is the electric field due to the independent charges. Now here it is a system of two equal and opposite charges. That is nothing but a dipole. But here we are obtaining the resultant electric field by calculating the electric field due to individual charges and applying superposition principle. Okay. Now what are the given things here? Now charge QA is given 3 microcoulomb. Micro means it is 10 to the power of minus 6. And charge V is given, that is also minus 3 microcoulomb. They are separated by a distance of 20 centimeter. Now here I am taking the distance as 2r separation. Therefore, from the midpoint, the separation is 10 centimeter. Now that has to be converted into meter, you should remember. Now what is the formula? We know that the electric field is given by the formula E is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q divided by R square. Now we know the value of 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, it is a constant 9 into 10 to the power of 9. And substitute the charge 3 into 10 to the power of minus 6 divided by 0.1 whole square. Now 9 3 is it is 27 into 10 to the power of 9 into 10 to the power of minus 6. It is 10 to the power of 3 divided by 0.1 square is equal to 0.01. Now the denominator can be written as 1 into 10 raised to minus 2. So therefore 27 into 10 raised to 3 minus 2 goes to the numerator. Therefore it is 27 into 10 to the power of 5. If I write it in the scientific notation, I am getting the electric field at O due to the positive charge at A, that I will represent it as EA, that is equal to 2.7 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton per coulomb. There is one more unit, volts per meter, that we will study in the second chapter. Now what is the direction of this electric field? Now the direction of the electric field, since it is a positive charge, it is radially outwards. That means the direction is along OB or towards the right side as shown in that diagram. This is one. Next we will consider the negative charge. Okay. For the negative charge, since the charges are having the same magnitude, okay, the expression for the electric field is the same, formula remains the same, and substitute the values and we will get the same magnetic field, same electric field. The magnitude of the electric field is same. EB is equal to 2.7 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton per coulomb. Now what is the direction of this electric field? It is, since it is a negative charge, therefore it is radially inwards. That means it is once again towards the right side, that is along OB. Now we have to calculate the resultant. Now direction is along OB. We have that one. Now we have to work out the resultant. That resultant is obtained by using the principle of superposition. Now it says that the resultant field is the vector sum. Since the two electric fields are acting in the same direction, so resultant field is sum of EA plus EB. That is 2.7 into 10 to the power of 6 plus 2.7 into 10 to the power of 6. We will get 5.4 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton per coulomb. Once again, what is the direction? Its direction is also towards the right side, that is along OB. It is OB, not OA. Now the next part, if I place a charge, we are placing a negative charge at the point O. Now, what is the force is going to experience that test charge? We are placing a negative test charge at O midpoint. Now it is going to experience some force. Now that force is calculated by using the relation F is equal to Q into E. That gives the magnitude of the force. Charge multiplied by the electric field, net electric field at that point. Now charge is given 1.5 nanocoulomb. Nano is 10 to the power of minus 9. And the resultant electric field is 5.4 into 10 to the power of minus plus 6. So if you simplify this one, I am going to get 8.1 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Minus 3. It is towards left, that is along OA. It is towards the left along OA. That is the first problem. Now we move on. Now the direction of the force is as shown in the diagram. It is towards the charge A, positive charge. Now we move on to the second problem. 2-point charges 3 nanocoulomb and minus 3 nanocoulomb are placed at two corners A and B of an equilateral triangle of side 0.1 meter. Find the resultant electric field at C. Now here they have given an equilateral triangle at two corners A and B. The two charges, one is positive 3 nanocoulomb, another one is negative minus 3 nanocoulomb. They are placed at A and B respectively. Now we have to calculate what is the resultant at the other vertex, that is C. For that one, consider the triangle. Now we have the point A, point B, that is vertex C. At A we have a positive charge and each is separated by a distance of 0.1 meter, that is given. At A we have a positive charge plus Q. At B we have a negative charge minus Q. Okay. Now what are the given things? Positive charge 3 nanocoulomb, negative charge minus 3 nanocoulomb. Separation distance is 0.1 meter. Once again, here we are going to calculate what is the resultant electric field at the point C. Look here. Here also we are going to find the electric field due to the individual charges, and we are going to apply superposition principle to find the resultant. Now consider the first charge, that is positive charge at A. Now the formula is once again same. Electric field E is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. Now here R is AC square. Okay. We know the value of 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. It is 9 into 10 to the power of 9 multiplied by charge 3 nano. Nano is 10 to the power of minus 9. Divided by distance of separation, it is 0.1 square. So 10 to the power of plus 9 minus 9 get cancels. 9 3 is 27. It is 27 divided by 0.01. In the denominator, 0.01 can be written as 1 into 10 to the power of minus 2. If I take it to the numerator, it becomes 27 into 10 to the power of plus 2. If I write it in the scientific notation, the electric field at C due to the charge at A found to be 2.7 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton per coulomb. What is the direction? Direction is along AC because it is a positive charge. So look at that diagram. The direction of EA, electric field EA, is along AC. Now we have to work out for the negative charge. Since the charge is having the same magnitude, the electric field at C due to the negative charge also has the same magnitude as that of the positive charge. Okay. So look at that one. The formula remains the same. Substitute the values 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into 3 into 10 to the power of minus 9 divided by 0.1. After simplification, once again we are going to get same value 2.7 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton per coulomb. Now what is the direction? Since it is a negative charge, it is along CB as shown in the diagram. It is along CB. Now these two electric fields are equal in magnitude but acting at different directions. Now here the angle CAB is found to be 60 degree. Therefore ACB is also 60 degree. Then what is the angle between EA and EB? The resultant fields. It is 120 degree. Okay. Now we will work out what is the resultant field at the point C. It is the sum, should be the vector sum of the, it is the sum of the horizontal components. So here what we are going to make, we have EA in one direction. If I resolve it, E cos theta is horizontal component and E sin theta is the vertical component. Similarly, if I resolve EB, I am going to get EB cos theta along the horizontal, EB sin theta along the vertical downward. Now these two vertical components, one is upward and another one is downward. They get cancelled. Only the horizontal components add up. So therefore, the resultant electric field becomes EA cos theta plus EB sin theta. So here EA and EB, they are equal in magnitude. Therefore, we can add them. Therefore, the field found to be 2 into EA cos theta. Now 2 EA, it is 2.7 into 10 to the power of 3 into cos theta 120 degree. So 120 means it comes in the second quadrant, therefore 180 minus theta. If I use 180 minus 60, then cos 60 is minus half in the second quadrant. Therefore, we will simplify and we will get minus 2.7 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton per coulomb. So here if you take the magnitude, it is 2.7 into 10 to the power of 3. The negative sign indicates the direction. Since it is minus, it should be in opposite direction to the dipole moment of this dipole. Now here in this problem, at A and B we have two equal and opposite charges. At A we have positive charge, at B we have negative charge. Therefore the dipole moment direction is from B to A, and the resultant electric field is from A to B. It is parallel, it is along AB direction, parallel to AB direction, as shown in that diagram. That is the second problem. Now we move on to the third problem, that is three charges each equal to plus 4 nanocoulomb are placed at the three corners of a square of side 2 centimeter. Find the electric field at the fourth corner. Now this problem was asked in March 2018 examination. Okay. Now we have a square. At the three corners A, B, we have B corner and C corner and D corner. At A we have, they are separated by a distance of 0.02 meter. Now at A, B, C we are placing the three charges of equal magnitude, 4 nanocoulomb, 4 nanocoulomb, 4 nanocoulomb. Therefore QA, QB, QC are 4 nanocoulomb. AB, BC, AB, AD, and we have to calculate what is the field at D. Therefore distance AD and BD will be the same, that is 0.02. Because it is given in 2 centimeter, convert it into meter, therefore 0.02 meter. Now by Pythagoras theorem, we are going to find what is the diagonal distance BD. If you work out that one, we will get 0.02 root 2. That is root 2 times the side. It is in meter. Now we will work out independently electric field due to the different charges A, B, C. Okay. The formula is once again the same, 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by the distance. For the first charge, it is AD square. Now substitute the values. So 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught value we know, 9 into 10 to the power of 9. Charge 4 into 10 to the power of minus 9. Divided by distance is 0.02 whole square. 10 raised to plus 9 and 10 raised to minus 9 get cancels. 9 fours are 36. So denominator 0.02 can be written as 2 into 10 raised to minus 2. If you square it, I will get 4 into 10 to the power of minus 4. Therefore, simplifying that one, we get the resultant electric field 9 into 10 to the power of plus 4. 9 into 10 to the power of plus 4 Newton per Coulomb. What is the direction of this one? It is along, since all the charges are positive, it is radially outwards, therefore along AD as shown in the diagram. Since the charge at C is having the same magnitude and the distance CD is also having the same magnitude, therefore the electric field at D due to the charge at C, it will be the same. It is also having the same magnitude. So formula remains the same, and substituting and simplifying, I am going to get EC is equal to, it is also 9 into 10 to the power of 4 Newton per Coulomb. But the direction is along CD direction. Now that is as shown in that diagram. Okay. Now we have to calculate what is the electric field at D due to the charge at B. We have the diagonal length, we have calculated 0.02 into root 2. So therefore, the electric field is given by the same formula, 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by BD square, charge divided by BD square. Okay. So 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into charge is 4 into 10 to the power of minus 9 divided by distance is 0.02 root 2 whole square. Here 10 raised to plus 9 and minus 9 get cancels. 9 4s are 36. Now in the bracket 0.02 can be written as 2 into 10 raised to minus 2. So 2 into 10 raised to minus 2 whole square becomes 4 into 10 to the power of minus 4. And root 2 becomes 2, 4 2s are 8. Therefore, in the denominator, we are having 8 into 10 to the power of minus 4. Now, simplifying that one, we will get 4.5 into 10 to the power of plus 4. Minus 4 goes to the numerator, therefore, it is plus 4 Newton per Coulomb. Now, its direction is, since it is also a positive charge, it is along BD as shown in that diagram. Now we have got 3 electric field due to the 3 charges. First we will work out what is the resultant of EA and EC. Okay. Now those 2 charges are having the same magnitude, but the angle between them is 90 degrees. Therefore we will work out the resultant by using resultant of 2 vectors formula. If you use that formula, so we will find that root 2 into EA resultant field. So that is root 2 into EA substitute since they are equal in magnitude. So 9 into 10 to the power of 4. So if you simplify that one, 9 into 10 to the power of 4, if you simplify 12 into 12.69, 12.69 into 10 to the power of 4 Newton per Coulomb. It is also along BD direction. Now we have got 2 fields. One is resultant of EA and EC and the electric field due to the charge B. Now the direction, the net resultant electric field at the point D, it is the sum of these two, that is 12.69 into 10 to the power of 4 plus 4.5 into 10 to the power of 4. So if you substitute and if you add them, you will get 17.19 into 10 to the power of 4 Newton per Coulomb. What is the direction? Its direction is along BD, along the diagonal. Like this, we are going to solve the problem. Now the direction is as shown in the diagram. Now look at the diagram. We have the resultant field. Now next problem. 2 point charges QA is equal to 5 microcoulomb and QB is equal to minus 5 microcoulomb are located at A and B, separated by 0.2 meter in vacuum. What is the electric field at the midpoint O of the line joining the 2 charges? If a negative test charge of magnitude 2 nanocoulomb is placed at O, what is the force experienced by that test charge? Now this was asked in March 2020 examination. Now this is similar to that of the first problem. Here they have given 2 charges. Look here. Now positive charge is given at point A and we have a negative charge at point B. Okay, they are separated by a distance of 0.2 meter. They have given here in terms of meter. Now consider the midpoint O. At that point, we have to find the electric field due to the individual charges. Now, what are the given things? QA is given 5 microcoulomb. Micro means 10 to the power of minus 6. QB is given, it is also minus 5 microcoulomb. Separation 2R is equal to 0.2. Therefore, R is equal to 0.1 meter. Because 2R is distance between the two charges. R is distance of individual charge from the midpoint. That we have to work out. Now we know the expression for the electric field 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by R square. We know the value of 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, it is 9 into 10 to the power of 9, and charge is 5 into 10 to the power of minus 6 divided by 0.1 square. Now 9 5 is 45, 10 raised to plus 9 and 10 raised to minus 6 is equal to 10 raised to plus 3. In the denominator we have 0.1 square. 0.1 can be written, 0.1 square becomes 0.01. That 0.01 can be considered as 1 into 10 raised to minus 2. If you take to the numerator, it becomes plus 2. Therefore, finally I will get 4.5 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton per coulomb. What is the direction? Its direction is towards, since it is a positive charge, the electric field at O is towards B, that is negative charge OB. Similarly, charge at B having the same magnitude and it is also at the same distance from the midpoint, the magnitude of the electric field remains the same. Now look at the direction. The direction of EA is towards B. Now we work out the electric field at O due to the B charge. Equation is same. Substitute the values and simplification, we get the same magnitude. So EA and EB are having the same magnitude. It is also 4.5 into 10 to the power of 6. But it is a negative charge. Therefore, its direction is also towards the charge, that is OB. Then obviously, what is the resultant? According to superposition principle, it is sum of the two fields. Now, look at the direction. EB is as shown in the diagram. Okay. So, the resultant is found. By using the principle of superposition, it is the sum of those two fields. So, E is equal to EA plus EB. Now, adding them, 4.5 into 10 to the power of 6 plus 4.5 into 10 to the power of 6, it is 9 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton per coulomb. What is the direction? It is also towards OB. Now, at this point, the midpoint O, we are placing a unit negative, we are placing a negative test charge of magnitude 2 nanocoulomb. Now, direction of the field is as shown here, EB. Now, we are placing a negative charge at the center O, whose magnitude is 2 nanocoulomb. Therefore, it experiences a force. That force is given by the simple relation F is equal to Q into E formula. Now, write that formula and substitute the values. So, charge is 2 nano, 2 into 10 to the power of minus 9 into, so force is 9 into 10 to the power of 6. So, after simplification, you get 18 into 10 to the power of minus 3 newtons. 18 into 10 to the power of minus 3. If I write it in scientific notation, it is 1.8 into 10 to the power of minus 2 newtons. Now, what is the direction of the force? At O, we have a negative charge. At B, we have a negative charge. They get repulsion. At A, we have a positive charge. They get attraction. Therefore, the direction of the force is along OA. Okay. We move on to the next problem. What is the force between two small charged spheres having charges of 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb and 3 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb placed 30 centimeter apart in air? Here they have given two small spheres. Earlier we have studied a charged sphere is assumed to be a point charge which is at the center of the sphere. In that manner we are going to solve this one. So both are positively charged. One is 2 into 10 to the minus 7 and another one is 3 into 10 to the minus 7 coulomb. They are placed at a distance of 30 centimeter. Here the distance of separation is given in centimeter. We have to convert it into meter. Very simple. Now R is given 30 centimeter. If you convert it into meter, it is 0.3 meters. Now directly use the formula. Force F is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 divided by R square. That we know the formula. We know the value of 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. It is 9 into 10 to the power of 9. Charge Q1 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7. And second charge Q2 3 into 10 to the power of minus 7 divided by distance of separation 0.3 square. Now if I square the denominator 0.3, it becomes 0.09. Now here 9 5s are 9 6 9 2s are 18, 18 3s are 54 into 10 to the power of minus 7 it is minus 14 plus 9, it is 10 raised to minus 5. It should be 10 to the power of minus 5 divided by 0.09. Now 0.09, after simplification we will get 6 into 10 raised to minus 3 Newton, because 0.09 can be written as 9 into 10 raised to minus 2. If you take it to the numerator, in the numerator we have 10 raised to minus 5 into 10 raised to plus 2, therefore 10 raised to minus 3. Since those two spheres are negative or same or positively charged, they have a repulsive force. Simple problem. The force is repulsive. Now we have the next problem. A system has two charges. QA is equal to 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 7. QB is equal to minus 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb. Located at points A is equal to, it is given in terms of coordinates 0, 0, minus 15 centimeter, and B is at 0, 0, plus 15 centimeter respectively. What are the total charge and electric dipole moment of the system? Here in the three-dimensional coordinate system, two charges are placed at the positions given. A is 0, 0, minus 15 centimeter. What is the meaning? 0 x-axis, 0 y-axis, minus 15 centimeter. It is along the z-axis. Similarly, B point 0, 0, plus 15. So 0 x-axis, 0 y-axis. Therefore, it is along positive of z-axis from a 15 centimeter from the origin. Okay. Now for that one we will have the diagram. Now we have the x-axis. Look at the diagram, and we have next y-axis. Now z-axis is taken upwards. Positive of the z-axis it is. Okay. Now at the center we have the origin. Now if you consider the negative z-axis as shown in the dotted lines. Now a charge is placed at negative of z-axis as shown in that yellow dot. Okay. Now it is A 0, 0, minus 15 centimeter. And a positive charge is placed at the positive of z-axis 0, 0, plus 15 as shown in the diagram. Now they have asked what is the total charge. Now this system has two equal and opposite charges. Therefore, the total charge becomes 0. Charge is given distance of separation. Now look here, the distance of separation we have taken as 2a. One is minus 15, another one is plus 15. The total distance is 30 centimeter. You are not supposed to have 0. It is 30 centimeter. Okay, you should remember. If you convert it in terms of meter, it is 0.3. Now first we have to calculate the total charge. It is sum of the two charges. So one is positive charge, another one is negative charge. Therefore, total charge of the system is 0. Now dipole moment you have to calculate. We have a simple relation for the dipole moment. Now dipole moment is given by P is equal to 2AQ, 2A distance of separation, Q either of the charge. Take any one charge. So therefore P is equal to 0.3 in terms of meter and charge is 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 7. If you multiply 0.75 into 10 raised to minus 7, if I write it in scientific notation, it is 7.5 into 10 raised to minus 8 Coulomb meter. It is the SI unit of dipole moment. Move on to the 7th problem. An electric dipole with a dipole moment 4 into 10 raised to minus 9 Coulomb meter is aligned at 30 degree with the direction of a uniform electric field of magnitude 5 into 10 to the power of plus 4 Newton per Coulomb. Calculate the magnitude of the torque acting on the dipole. Now here a very simple problem. We have an electric dipole of dipole moment is given. It is placed in an uniform external field making an angle of 30 degree. Now the dotted line shows the direction of uniform electric field. Okay, it is vertically upwards. Now we'll consider a dipole which is placed by making the such that the dipole moment makes an angle of 30 degree as shown in the diagram. Okay, it is having a 30 degree angle between them. Now we have to calculate the torque. Now torque tau is given by Pe sin theta, simple expression. Now P dipole moment, E is the electric field, substitute their values, 4 into 10 to the power of minus 9 into 5 into 10 to the power of plus 4 into sin 30. We know the value of sin 30 is half. Okay. Now simplification leads to scientific notation 1 into 10 raised to minus 4 Newton meter. SI unit of torque is Newton meter. Now what is the direction of torque? It is perpendicular to the plane containing the dipole moment vector and the electric field vector. It is all the direction is given by once again the right hand rule that we know. So we move on to the next problem. Consider a uniform electric field E is equal to 3 into 10 to the power of 3 I cap Newton per Coulomb. What is the flux of this field through a square of 10 centimeter on a side whose plane is parallel to the YZ axis? What is the flux through the same square if the normal to its plane makes an angle of 60 degree with the x-axis? Now they have given a uniform electric field 3 into 10 to the power of 3 I cap. I cap means the electric field is along the x-axis. Now a square is placed in the YZ plane. Now look at that diagram. Electric field is given and the square is given of side 10 centimeter. Therefore, if you convert into meter, it is 0.1. Now area of the square becomes 0.01 meter square. Now the area vector, the plane is placed in YZ plane and the electric field is along the x-axis. So therefore, the area vector and the field vector are parallel to each other. Therefore, theta is equal to 0. And flux is given by E into delta S cos theta. Substituting the values, E is 3 into 10 to the power of 3. Now area is 0.1 square, 0.01. Cos 0 is 1. Therefore, the flux is 30 Newton meter square per Coulomb. Now this is the flux whenever the plane is held in the YZ plane. It is the part 1. In the next part, we are going to orient the plane by an angle of 60 degree. If theta is equal to 60 degree, then what is this flux? So simple formula. We have to substitute for cos 60. Cos 60 is known, it is half. Therefore, flux is 15 Newton meter square per Coulomb. Now look here in this example, if the plane is held normal, we get a flux of 30 Newton meter square per coulomb. When it is oriented with a certain angle, the number of field lines passing through that area goes on decreases, and hence flux goes on decreases. Next problem, 9th one. A point charge of 2 microcoulomb is at the center of a cubic Gaussian surface 9 cm on edge. What is the net electric flux through any one of the face? Now here a cubic Gaussian surface is given. At the center of that cubic Gaussian surface, a charge of 2 microcoulomb is placed. The edge has given 9 cm. Now we have to calculate what is the flux flowing through one face. Since the cubic surface is having 6 faces, we have to calculate what is the flux through one surface. Now look at the diagram. We have a cube, beautiful cubic Gaussian surface which is having 6 faces. Now a charge is placed at the center of the cube. Now it is placed at the center of the cube, not on one of the faces. Okay, you should remember. Now these are the given things. Charge is given, and flux through. First we will calculate flux through the entire cubic surface by using Gauss law. Therefore total flux, and then we have to calculate flux through one of the faces. Now from Gauss law we have total flux is given by Q divided by epsilon naught. Substituting the value of Q, that is 2 into 10 to the power of minus 6 here given, and epsilon naught we know the constant 8.854 into 10 to the power of minus 12, and simplification gives 2.26 into 10 to the power of 5. 2.26 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton meter square per coulomb. Now this is the flux flowing through the entire Gaussian surface. That means it is the flux flowing through all the 6 faces. But in the problem they have asked to find the flux through one face or one square.
Now we have to find the flux through one square or the face. So that is equal to simply total flux divided by number of squares. So here in the diagram, number of squares is 6.
Substituting the value of total flux 2.26 into 10 to the power of 5 divided by 6. That is, after calculation we will get 0.38 into 10 to the power of 5. If I write it in the scientific notation, it is 3.8 into 10 to the power of 4 Newton meter square per coulomb.